So in this week's episode, we're talking about increasing your real estate business. If you're a realtor and you're watching this, you need to pay close attention because at the end of the day, you're in a transactional business. And a lot of people get stuck in the same rut year over year over year, which is why their income generally doesn't increase much at all. Small little incremental changes can really make a big difference in your real estate business. So when it comes to real estate, there's only three things you can actually do to increase your business. One is increase the amount of people you work with. Number two is increase the cost or the price point at which they're purchasing. And number three, it's the frequency, which is going to be one of the hardest things you're going to do. And we're going to talk about that today very briefly. So when it comes down to it, increasing the number of clients, we're going to show you a graphic here in a minute. It'll make more sense. But when in terms of the number of clients you work with, a lot of the times most people, most realtors, they actually don't increase or they don't focus on the amount of people they work with every single year. So if you're working with 100 people and you increase that to 110 people in the single calendar year, you'll notice the margin actually goes to 33%. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what is the increase. So when it comes to increasing and optimizing your real estate business, you have to look factor in all three of these things. So when it comes to clientele, there's many strategies. There's about 93 referral strategies alone to increase the amount of people you work with. When it comes to the dollar averaging, so a lot of the realtors we work with will just focus their attention between turning from condo sales to home sales or home sales to commercial sales. It depends on what your bottom line is, depends on what you're looking to increase at the back end. You really don't have to increase much. Sometimes it's just a matter of locating from one neighborhood to another neighborhood or one building to another building when it comes to increasing the price point of what you're working with. So if your average cost of your purchaser or seller that you work with is, let's say, $500,000, and you want to increase that to $550,000, your net income at the end of the year is going to be significantly higher if you just a small little change. And all you have to do is focus on what is the average price that you're currently working with. And when it comes to increasing the repurchase frequency, this is the one that most realtors stumble on. Now, for good reason. The average homeowner or condo owner sells their property once every 7 years, and sometimes it's in a lifetime they don't do anything, which is where the focus needs to become on real estate is investing. Because investors, is mainly people I focus on and work with throughout my career, is they want to purchase and repurchase as many properties as they can because they're real estate investors. Now, when it comes to real estate investing, if you don't have expertise, if you don't have knowledge about it, that's where your big stumbling block is going to come in real estate sales. When it comes to dealing with real estate investors, the key point is what are you doing, how are you getting the investments for them, are they actually sound investments? You have to learn about investments if you're going to do that. So I wanted you to real quickly take a look at this chart here we're going to put up on the screen. The first one here shows you a very brief breakdown of if you increase, let's say you have 1,000 clients in your database, and you increase, and the average price point is 100, and you increase the repurchase frequency to 2, your total annual income is $200,000. Now this is using an example outside of real estate, but it makes the point of what you can do in terms of your annual income. So with a 10% increase, so if you have 1,000 clients in your database and you increase to 1,100 clients in your database. Now today on this episode, we're not going to be talking about the how-to. This is merely looking at how you can easily make a small change to make a big impression and a big change on the back end. So with 1,000 clients, go to 1,100 clients. If the average cost goes from $100 to $110, and the average frequency of purchase goes from 2 to 2.2, small little incremental increases, the total increase actually becomes 33% total overall for the total year. Now when it comes to our next slide here, we want to show you what a 33% increase would do, which means you're going to try to increase your goal by a third throughout the course of the year. If you go from 1,000 clients to 1,333 clients, from $100 a sale to $125 a sale, from 2 to 3 transactions annually, your increase actually doesn't go up by 33%, it goes up by 250%. This is what we call exponential growth, or growing geometrically. This is how you increase your business. This is how year over year, some realtors that we coach, they double and continue to double and continue to double their annual income. And how they do that is really small little incremental changes. And when you want to make small incremental changes, it's easier to do and easier to implement than trying to double your business overnight. And because most of the time it's generally difficult to go from 1,000 clients to 2,000 clients. The strategies involved that are very time consuming, they consume too much capital, too much requirement. So small incremental increases over the course of all three of those strategies, increasing the amount of people you work with, increase the cost of what they're purchasing, increasing the frequency. Now, frequency is gonna trip up most people in real estate. Now, you can focus on the other two, which is fine, but then you're not maximizing and optimizing your entire business. So when it comes to the frequency, again, you're going to convert homeowners to investors. That's going to help you increase from 1 transaction to 2 transactions a year, which is effectively doubling your business. There's a lot of realtors we've coached over the years that they sold condos their whole career and they convert to homes. They go from average sales of condos in Toronto are 700,000 to average homes are like 1.5 million. So they're effectively doubling their commission just by changing what they're selling. So there's small little things that I want you to focus on. There's small little changes you can make to really make big impacts. This to me really changed my career, my business, and we make small incremental changes every single year to hit our targets and our goals, and I want you to do the same thing. Make sure to follow us at youngrealty.ca, like the video, subscribe to our channel, really appreciate it.